Hey, so it looks like we have no internets today. Things happen. This is a deployment. I am in Kosovo right now. Sorry about that. Okay, so I am in Kosovo right now. The internet is down. I do apologize. There won't be much of anything I can do about it. So we're kind of just winging it right now as it stands. And for some reason, I can get on the phone, but I cannot seem to get it on my computer to my system. So I'll have to figure that out later. But in the meantime, let's talk a little bit about real estate. So where we are right now. So we've gone through several of the seven cities. We've gone through five of the seven cities. We've still got two to do. We got Portsmouth and we've got Hampton left to go through. We took a look at how to go about finding brokers. Next, actually, today's episode, I was actually going to go through and find brokers for the Hampton Roads area, specific, not even in any specific city, just go and find them and then sort them out from city after that. I was going to find like 10 of them. But because, like I said, the internet's down, here, well, not even down. It's just not connected to the computer. Here we are. So, like I said, what's next? So, like I said, we got to go through Hampton and Portsmouth. We're going to go about finding these brokers, and then we're going to go on to the contractors and other investors in the area as well. I can't lie to you, it's a bit difficult being deployed and doing all this because you constantly feel as though you're not getting to where you're going. And it's not the first time I've run into this. I think this is something that everybody faces, particularly when it comes to any kind of entrepreneurship endeavor, any kind of effort that you do to change your own future. It's going to get difficult. It's going to get tough. You've got to make some choices that you may not always like. You have to do some things that you may not always be a fan of. But this is the game. My word to you is to be encouraged, to keep going, whatever that is. And just remember, it can always be worse. As a matter of fact, what's been really cool is I've had a fellow soldier spoke to me about real estate, and her and I talked, and I told her, hey, go check out the videos so you can understand what I'm talking about when I'm telling you that you should go look at, the different area, your area, and really know everything about your area. And she went and checked out the first video, which I'm super proud of that she went and checked out. I don't know if she subscribed. Honestly, it'd be cool if she did, but it doesn't make a difference if she did not. But the fact that she did that and she checked it out and she felt as though it helped her, that's what this whole thing is about. That's what it's all about, right? Like, all the stuff that we do is cool, but if it's not helping anybody, what's the point? And there's a lot of stuff I'm working on now. Like I said, I was on IG, I was on LinkedIn, I was on YouTube, and I decided to focus my efforts here. So I haven't really cut out IG. I just haven't really posted on IG. I'm still on Twitter under a couple different profiles, but that's so I can keep up with the most upcoming trends and the newest things happening. One is strictly for real estate. The other is strictly for one of my other joys that I have. My other side stuff like watches and crypto. I like to learn about that stuff and understand it. But her reaching out about that and making that connection made me feel like me going through just YouTube itself is the right choice. It's just the right decision. And despite that goofy thumbnail that you guys might have seen, I am working to be better at this, as well as be more helpful for others who are working in real estate. And again, share my journey from 0 to 625 doors, and not really 0, but 17 to 625 doors. So keep tuning in. Again, I apologize. I wasn't able to go through what I wanted to do today. God willing, it'll be tomorrow. If not, I'll still be back on here. We'll still talk this out, and I'll have a topic just to talk about if that doesn't work. And that's probably what I'll do from here on, is just have a backup topic to talk to you guys about and kind of give you guys some of the knowledge that I've gotten as I've gotten it. And matter of fact, what I'll do is I'll tell you guys a story so that you can hopefully you can get some lessons from this story. So this is when I first started in real estate. I was in Knoxville, Kentucky, and we went and saw a gentleman who was selling a property in the back end of a hospital. Now, the reason the property looked advantageous to us, it was myself and a friend of mine. The reason it looked advantageous to us because behind the hospital is where the property was. But you could see based on the city plans as well as the county website that the hospital was buying up everything behind it, and they were paying prices that were over what those properties were actually valued at. So we went over to visit the guy. The guy rolls up. What I had done, and I normally at that time, what I would do is I would do homework on the person that I'm meeting. So I would basically go and figure out what their Facebook is, what kind of things they're into, and the reason I did this was to help me to have a link, a connection with them when I talk to them. So when we ended up meeting the guy first, he shook our hands, but he wouldn't look us in the eye, which is to me a sign of a few things. Particularly in Kentucky, you know what it is. Like there's some people who are there who may not agree with the color of my skin. Don't know, just an assumption. But he did some more stuff, and I'll tell you about it here shortly. Well, we shook hands. He wouldn't look us in the face. He would look away as he's speaking, and not saying he is or is not. It just came off weird to me. Came off sketchy. So he let us go in the house. We went inside the property. Myself and my buddy, we toured it, walked around, looked at all the stuff in the property. We spoke about what had just transpired in regards to him not looking us in the eye, and he got the same vibe that I did. Neither here nor there. We kept it moving. So we went through the property. We looked, and then I stepped out and let my buddy keep doing the walkthrough. And what I did was start to have a conversation with him. He was into cars, so we were talking about cars. I was talking about cars. He wasn't really responsive that much, but one thing that he didn't know that I knew that he was actually a drag car racer. So I brought up his drag car specifically in a way that would allow us to have further conversation. Now, it didn't work for various reasons. Like I said, he wouldn't look me in the face. Matter of fact, when I came back out, he immediately got back on the phone. All kinds of little, normally when your gut tells you something, that's just what it is. And I was cool. I wasn't too bothered by it. Even in retrospect, I'm not that bothered by it. I was disappointed, but I wasn't bothered by it. So, I did my best to make that connection. Now, I like to say this was a smart move, and I think it kind of was. I think there's still stuff I would have to work on at that point. There was stuff still I had to work on, but having a little bit of knowledge about who you're talking to is helpful because you can put yourself in their shoes, number one, or you can be able to have more of a conversation with them when you do that. So he and I we didn't have much of a conversation. He responded, particularly when I started talking about the drag cars, after he got another phone, of course, and it was cool. It was really good. So, at least for me, we didn't get the property. I think he decided he wanted to keep the property after we had walked through, which was, again, weird. He was like, oh, I don't want to sell the property and yada, yada. So we're kind of like, all right, so why'd you let us walk through the property? Why would you? Okay. So we just left it at that. So for you who are first starting in this or working on this, know whatever effort you take is the effort that you take. You have to make a step. It might be sideways. You might be going backwards. The point is you're taking a step. You might go backwards for a little bit, but at some point you're going to realize you're going backwards and you're going to fix it and go forwards. You just have to focus and dial in. And again, this is kind of the segue back to what I was saying before, how I decided to drop everything else and I'm dialing in on this YouTube thing and what I actually enjoy doing. Let's get on video and talking to you guys. Maybe somebody will watch at some point, maybe not. But I'm going to press on and continue to try and improve and continue to try and be great and continue to help share, or not help, but yes, help and share everything that I learned as I learn it. So maybe next time when I get on this thing and it doesn't work again, I'll have another story for you guys. I've got a good chunk of them. I got a lot of stories of touring properties and things like that while I was in Fort Knox, Kentucky, which was an experience to say the least. So remember, you're better than you were, but you're not half as good as you're going to be. At some point on this thing, I'm going to put some of the YouTube video links so you can hit this one on this side that has all the stuff that we've done as far as the $0 to $625 so far right here, or you can hit the interviews for the Oliver Perry show on this side, or you can hit my face. My face will probably be around here somewhere. Hit my face and go ahead, subscribe, like. Anyway, gotta go. Remember, you're better than you were, but you're not half as good as you're going to be. Love you guys. Thanks for watching. And shout out to those of you who watched that 6-hour one and tried to skip through to see if I was still doing anything. The internet gave out on me. That wasn't my fault. That's why it was 6 hours and 33 minutes. I assure you, most of the time, these things will be under 15, if not under 10. So I got to go. I'll see y'all later. Now, how do I end this thing? Here we go.